barely made it down alive. But here it is. And it's real. Rapture. This is where that thing took my poor baby girl. From what I saw in the sub, most of the city's in ruins. But there were lights here and there. And shapes moving. I'm rambling, scared, I guess. But maybe, if I find this Dr. Lamb I keep hearing over the PA, I'll find Cindy too.
Hello, and welcome to KBR Radio Midnight. If you're just joining us, whether it be you're driving home from a long night shift, or you can't get any sleep, get ready to have your interest piqued. Because here at KBR Radio Midnight, we like to discuss the mysterious and unexplainable. Oh, we're gonna have a grand time. If you're like me, you want to know what's out there, what's watching us, haunting us. We've discussed several things: UFOs, the cryptic, spirits of the night, and government conspiracy. But what do you think could be out there as well? No, I'm not talking about right here at home. No, I'm talking about out there, in the deep blue sea. If you're not familiar with the string of kidnappings originally occurring across shoreline cities in Europe that then spread here to the United States, consider yourself informed. Many occurring last year, there were a plethora of young girls gone missing close to shore. Evidence from a Jeremiah Lynch, an author who put together a scrapbook of these strange sightings on the beach, range from mysterious footprints and even dolls. These kidnappings spread to American coastlines not too long ago, but the strangest feature of these kidnappings is the fact that they were all young girls, without a doubt under the age of 10. You may be asking who or what is taking these girls, and why? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know, but if one thing is for sure, it's something in the sea. Scattered eyewitness reports to these ever-so-strange kidnappings claim that they saw a bright red light illuminating from under the water shortly before the victims disappeared. Many followers of the strange and unusual, like myself, point fingers directly at extraterrestrial life underwater. The USO, or unidentified submerged object, opposite of the UFO but underwater, are hot topics when it comes to these disturbing cases. Oddly enough, the kidnappings didn't stop on the coastlines of Europe, as strange kidnappings and lights began to appear on the United States side of the Atlantic. The press and many other news outlets seem absolutely clueless about the matter, because the pattern I just explained is not being mentioned elsewhere. That's right, you're getting an exclusive report here at KBR Midnight, because it seems that the government officials across our two continents where the kidnappings took place haven't pieced together or connected the dots to these strange happenings. Now, we're far from making any confirmation as to who's in charge of the missing little girls, but speculation has pointed beyond USO involvement or government conspiracy. Two unsung players include Communist Russia and even the mythical city of Rapture. Why either would be in the need of young girls is beyond me, but one thing is for sure, these are abductions of epic proportions, and it won't be long before major government involvement is required. We are now going to switch over to KBR's Midnight reporter, Kyle Kessler.
It was here where the Meltzer family last saw their daughter, Cindy. At only 6 years old, Cindy was reported kidnapped on the 27th, 1967. Cindy's father, Mark, happened to be in the home along with his wife, Amanda, when Cindy was stolen. Mark had a reputation of being, quote, obsessed with these sightings and spent a lot of his time hunting for who or whatever was taking these girls. Times instantaneously got more difficult when Meltzer's own daughter became one of the victims. After which he suffered depression from his impending guilt and not long after admitted to Tollview Hospital for mental evaluation. Even stranger, upon his release, Mark continued searching for the culprit near the Hudson River in New York. That same night, Mark was injured due to unknown reasons. After his stay, Amanda, Mark's wife, divorced him for, quote, recklessly endangering the safety and well-being of the family. She joins us now. Tell us, Amanda, what was the last straw in your marriage? Why do you think Mark put your family in danger?
Well, it's not like our marriage had a solid footing to begin with. I guess you can say it was like the sand, always slipping away.
And why do you say that?
I intend to keep those matters personal.
Tell us, Amanda, do you really think Mark was the purpose for your daughter's disappearance?
Absolutely.
And why is that?
Well, I can't say he was wrong for trying to find those little girls. He would always spend so much time in his study, connecting all the different, newspaper clippings, pictures he took, all the stories from the victims' families. I never liked to go in there because it reminded me of only something a madman could conceive. But whatever it was he was looking for, he provoked it and led it to my daughter, my Cindy.
You mentioned he had a study.
Yes, he'd spend a large amount of time speculating and studying the string of kidnapped girls in that room.
We don't mean to intrude, but may we take a look at the collected data your ex-husband left behind? We are conducting an investigation ourselves at the radio.
Oh, sure. I won't have any need for them anymore. Just stirs bad memories. Oh, please follow me.
And we're back. If you've only just joined us, our reporter, Kyle Kessler, interviewed the ex-wife of Mark Meltzer, the man who became obsessed with the line of missing girls near the Atlantic coastlines of Europe and the U.S. Meltzer was recently divorced after his own daughter became a victim of the kidnappings, while both Mark and his wife Amanda were present in the home that night. Amanda is now taking Kyle into the study, where Mark would spend hours upon hours connecting the dots. If I heard the report correctly, Amanda mentioned that she herself was afraid of entering her former husband's study due to its madman-like nature. An assortment of newspaper clippings, pictures, etc. But as for now, I'm only trying to contain my excitement, since Kyle is about to get a grand tour of the Meltzer study itself. Perhaps we'll get a more solid lead on this mysterious situation and discover what took Meltzer's daughter, Cindy, and hopefully find out what the strange light has to do with the abductions. Stand by, because we'll be right back after this break.
This is basic civil defense information from the Department of Defense, Office of Civil Defense, Washington. If you receive warning of an enemy attack, get to the nearest fallout shelter promptly. But if you're caught in the open and there's a brilliant nuclear flash in the distance, take cover immediately. Even miles away, you may be exposed within seconds to a searing heat wave from the explosion, followed by a blast wave and flying debris. Get into the nearest building immediately, or into a ditch or culvert, beneath a parked car, behind a tree or a wall, anything solid that will give you some measure of protection. Curl up in a ball and cover your head with your arms. Stay there until heat and blast waves have passed. Then go to the nearest fallout shelter before radioactive fallout starts drifting down. If there's no fallout shelter within range, go to the nearest large building and take shelter in the basement or one of the inner hallways. Know in advance what to do in any emergency situation. Find out from your local civil defense office.
If you've stuck by with us, our correspondent, Kyle Kessler, was on his way to the formerly Meltzer home, now inhabited by his ex-wife, Amanda. When the two were married, the Meltzer child, Cindy, was kidnapped in the dead of night while her parents were sleeping. Amanda called this the last straw in their marriage, with Mark's obsession in the case of the multiple missing girls that disappeared near the shorelines of the U.S. shortly following Europe's string of kidnapped adolescent girls. We now leave it off to Kessler here, who should give us some common ground in this strange occurrence, as he takes you on an exclusive tour in the study of Mark Meltzer, in which his former wife explained that she was afraid to enter because the room was filled with something that only a maniac could conceive. We now take you to Kyle Kessler.
Yes, Bobby, we've been gratefully welcomed into the former Meltzer home, generously by Amanda here, who showed us to the study of her ex-husband, where he planned on discovering the culprit or culprits who have been performing the unforgivable deed of snatching young girls at night.
I'll go get you some coffee, Mr. Kessler.
Oh, thank you. The scene in the study wasn't as eccentric as expected, though what we have here is probably the most in-depth, most hardcore bits of evidence ever dug up on the subject. As I gander here at the bulletin board, a map of the current world is pinned with various articles as mentioned before, but we also see pictures of some kind near the top of this map. And keep in mind, it looks like each one of these clippings are pinned to the areas of the map in which the individual event occurred. It looks like... Oh! Why, I think a discovery's just been made. It seems that one of the photos on this map could be... My lord, Bobby, I think what I'm looking at here may be an extremely hazy photograph of what could possibly be the suspect of the kidnappings. Yes. It seems that Mr. Meltzer scribed October 1st, 1967, 1:12 a.m., St. John, N.B. I believe that stands for New Brunswick, in Canada. Because right here in the end of the inscription, in bold capitals, it reads, "Gotcha." Oh, Jiminy Cricket, that startled me.
Hello?
Oh yes, I'm still in here, Amanda.
I heard a noise. Is everything all right?
Oh yes, I'm fine. Just seems that the tropical storm blew in, and shouldn't be much of a problem.
Still conducting that interview?
Yes, Miss Amanda.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry.
No, that's quite all right, Amanda. I would have done the same.
Well, did you find anything worth finding?
Yes, actually. We were just going over the significant little picture Mark took that could just be our infamous girl napper.
I remember this one a little. He took this one back from Canada, or wherever that place is with the Mounties. You really think this could be the criminal? Almost looks something of a stick figure, ain't it? So blurry.
Yes, but look here towards the face. See that?
Yes?
That's a bright light. If I'm not mistaken, there were reportings of bright red lights near the shore just before each girl went missing.
So you think... My lord, could this be a lead on my Cindy?
If we could somehow collect everything Mark Meltzer came across before he left, and add a more thorough police investigation on the matter, we could possibly...
What's that?
It's coming from the window. You don't happen to have any trees alongside the house, do you? I don't remember seeing any.
No trees this close to shore.
Miss Amanda, I think you should phone the police. I'll do my best to gather the evidence and take it back to the station.
Okay, good idea.
Forget it. He's coming through the front door.
Good God, he's breaking in.
Under the bed, quickly.
Oh no.
Bobby, I think it's time to switch back to you. Hello? Bobby? Bobby? Can you hear me? If so, please send help. I'm afraid something has knocked us out for the moment. I'm sorry. I don't want anyone to be alarmed for our sake, and I don't think the last part was audible for our listeners. I hope not. Hopefully, that last bit there, the interview, it wasn't broadcast for you. It seems that we've lost contact with our correspondent, Kyle Kessler. He was just interviewing Amanda Meltzer, the, ex-wife of Mark Meltzer, actually. Kessler was just touring what was left of the Meltzer house studies, which held bits and pieces of evidence and clues regarding the missing girls across the globe. It seems just before we were cut off from the detailed search, Kyle found what he thinks is a photograph of the kidnapper itself. It looks like a storm brewed up along the coast and knocked us off the air. I was still able to make out something between the static. I don't know what it was, but we should be in contact again very soon, once the storm passes. That is, if we still have broadcasting time. Oddly enough, it looks like clear skies around the station. The Meltzer home shouldn't be too far. Could a government system be in charge of our breaking up? Well, we're doing all we can here. Some real ground was being broken on the subject. Maybe they didn't want us to get the truth out there. Did you get it back online? All right. Well, we should now be able to reconnect with our correspondent, Kyle Kessler, once again. We'll make sure to keep an eye out for any technical hiccups here at the studio to keep up the quality midnight programming at full capacity. Without further ado, let's return to the research. Kyle? Kessler, are you there?
You can't hear me.
Nope. Kyle, you there? Kyle? Kyle Kessler, are you there? Amanda? Good God! Jack! Shut it off! Shut it off now!
What happened here? Under the crust of grime, I can see what this place used to be. An absolute marvel of human accomplishment, kept a secret all this time. A secret hidden from the rest of the world. My daughter's here. Somewhere. But I'm on my own finding her. The trains still work, mostly. I'll see where they lead. Cindy, honey, Daddy will find you.